Testing 1 2 3. Good morning, everybody. My name is Happy Black Legends, and thank you so much for clicking on this video. Yes. So, I was standing in the kitchen, well, in my little kitchenette area, and I was making some tacos. And then I started thinking about certain things. I started thinking about Tumblr. OMG. Between the ages of like 14 until probably like maybe 18 or 19, pretty much all throughout high school, I was obsessed with Tumblr. Like, I was literally obsessed with Tumblr. I used it every day. It was like my main social media. I honestly was like addicted. I'm not even trying to trip. Like, I just was obsessed with Tungle.com. There's a lot of good, and there's even more bad when we begin the discussion of Tumblr. Tumblr, however, whether you like it or not, has influenced pop culture in so many ways. So many trends have been birthed out of Tumblr. In my eyes, I look at TikTok as not necessarily Vine 2.0. Honestly, it's like video Tumblr. In my opinion, based off of what I've seen, I don't use TikTok for that same reason, that it reminds me of Tumblr, but just in video form. But yeah, I think Tumblr made a lot of people, it influenced a lot of people in really many ways. And there are just some things that I think about on the daily when it comes to Tumblr. And I just wanted to talk about a few things that I witnessed live on tumblr.com that just have never left my mind. First of all, I was on Tumblr before they had direct messaging, okay? And I feel like most Tumblr users probably were on Tumblr before direct messaging. But, like, can we just talk about how for many years, the website, you had no way to, like, directly message your friends? Like, what was that about? Oh my gosh. And I remember when they rolled out the messaging system, you had to, like, be messaged by someone who had it. So, like, I feel like the people at Yahoo who run Tumblr, and like if we were to like actually go to New York and go up into the Tumblr offices, it would just be like nothing but a bunch of rats in like little ties and like holding little coffee mugs. And that's all that it is. It's just a bunch of rats in this room who are responsible for Tumblr.com. Like, I just cannot. I remember the RC... Was it RC Darts or RCD Arts? I never got clarification on that. But I remember... I had no words. Okay, first of all, like, there's just so much to say with this person's art style. The jokes that came out of it, like all of the Cal Arts jokes, all of the like art jokes, that was great. People comparing their silhouettes to like the kelp noodle shake from SpongeBob, that was hilarious. I was probably like 15, 16, maybe 17, and I was scrolling. I remember I was definitely on my laptop when I came across these, because I had my laptop in my lap, and I just remember scrolling through Tumblr and seeing this artwork, and like, like, okay, it was really, like, the Tony Stark one was bad, and the Captain America one was bad, but when I saw what this person did to Finn, there's so many levels to this. Like, first of all, one thing that was really kind of insensitive was, I believe this person was drawing, like, these characters as trans men, which is fine, but they were giving them, like, really just unproportionate, like, figures and just, like, body stereotypes. It was just really odd. Then there's the whole, like, racism thing with the way that they drew certain characters, like their noses and their mouths. There was just a lot. There was a lot of social commentary that definitely could have been made and was made, but for the most part, it was just simply hysterical. It was literally hysterical. And that was a moment that I always remember. Just seeing that go down live was just a lot. It was a lot. It was just a lot. Because it was one of those things that, like, transcended, like, fandom and entered, like, mainstream Tumblr too. It was just, you had art Tumblr pitching in and fandom Tumblr and just regular old Tumblr folks just laughing. That was a great moment, honestly. Again, evidence of tumblr.com being run by, like, a bunch of rats and, like, little paper ties. Like, do you guys remember how you would go to your own blog and, like, use the search bar that Tumblr themselves put there to be used to try to find, like, a funny post to show your friends? And you'd go and search, and then it would be like, oops, dude, sorry, we can't, like, find your post. Like, and it'd be like, well, what is your purpose as a website? Are you designed to bring me deep pain? Or, like, what's the truth? What's the tea here, sis? I'm dying to know. Yeah, there were so many, like, malfunctions with Tumblr, like, all the time. And do you guys remember when they changed the, like, shade of blue from, like, the nice blue to, like, hyper pigmented blue to the gods, and it, like, burned all of our eye sockets? Like, what was that about too? Like, did they just fire any person capable of, like, color theory and design on the team? Like, I just had some questions about that as well. This, in my opinion, honestly, I might do an entire video on this historical event, because I think this is one of the funniest things that has ever happened in the history of the internet. Number one. Number two, I participated, and I just had so much fun with this trend. I thoroughly enjoyed every step of this. Woody's Roundup, the Woody's Collective. Let's talk about it. So, basically, what would happen on tumblr.com is you would come across a post. Someone would say something stupid, racist, sexist, transphobic, one of the ists or icks, and then, like, as the post ages, you'd come back to the post, and of course the person who said the stupid thing 9 out of 10 times would be deactivated. And excuse me. And it was, like, really, it was kind of funny, you know what I mean? It was just really funny, and it kind of became, so also on tumblr.com, once someone deactivated the URL, you could take it. So what started happening was all of these people would take deactivated URLs from, like, terrible people, and they would replace the profile picture with, like, a picture of Woody, and then the description, I can't remember what you would put in the description, but it would just be the funniest thing, because you'd see a post, and then someone would say something really stupid, and then they would deactivate, and then Woody's Roundup would gather that person's URL and change the profile picture, And so when you would come across the post again, you would just see a little picture of Woody and you would know, like, they got. And it was just one of those things that I don't know. I thought it was hilarious. Maybe it really wasn't that funny, but I thought it was hilarious. And I probably stole maybe like 5 URLs from people, like, and I changed their picture to the Woody thing. It's just such a funny thing to do. It's so funny. I don't know. That was a trend. That was a moment in history that I really appreciated. I have no idea if I explained that in a way that makes any sense. I'm sorry, but you just kind of had to be there, I guess. That was a moment in time that I really loved. Like, I'm not even trying to lie. I just thought that was so funny. Especially because the picture of Woody was just so goofy. That was a great time in history. I look back at that with fond nostalgia, honestly. Oh my God. Speaking of like shitty people, there was this one, I don't know why this person never leaves my mind, but there was this one guy on Tumblr, and he was like, I feel like he was a troll. I really don't know. But he was super duper right leaning, but he also had like an airplane kink. Like, it was the weirdest thing. I don't know if he got rounded up by the Woody's Collective or Woody's Roundup. I don't know. But he would like post these weird pictures of like airplanes and like trains. It was just an odd moment in time. And I just always think about that guy. When I think about Tumblr, I just think about weird porn in general. Tumblr exposed me to things and ideas and people that I never wanted or needed to be exposed to. Like, I remember seeing people actually justify incest, and I became very concerned. I was like, we actually live in a society, and I am in that society, and that's what's scary. Like, I just remember when Big Hero 6 and when Frozen came out, I remember literally seeing adults, like grown people who pay taxes and have the power to vote. I remember seeing them justify just what is going on here? I'm so concerned. Like, one thing that was disturbing but also was hilarious, me and my friends, well, actually it was mostly me, honestly. I don't know how I stumbled upon this. It was like deep in the Tumblr webs at this point, but I came across nudity art of the Minions, and that was one of the more funnier things, I think. I would randomly send my friends like photos of these Minions, and we would just be in tears. That was a great day. That was like that was like something that was funny, you know. But some of the other stuff I saw on Tumblr truly disturbed me and made me trust humanity a little less than I already did. So, like, I think towards the end of my Tumblr days was like the Pennywise fucker people, and seeing grown adults like become obsessed with the children who starred in it. That also disturbed me. I think that's when I kind of started to dip out of Tumblr. I was like, I can't take it anymore. I just don't have the strength. I don't have the drive. I'm retiring. Like, I just couldn't deal with it. Oh my gosh. I remember when I first joined Tumblr, like 2014. So this was like at the height of the whole white boy collective. Like, Tumblr's Museum of White Men. The only one that I was into was Tom Hiddleston. That was it. All the other ones, I was like, y'all motherfuckers are disturbed. Deeply disturbed. Yes, but Tom Hiddleston was just, I mean, the 14-year-old me. I liked Tom Hiddleston. What can I say? It is what it is. Do I experience some regret? No, I do not, because I still see him and I still think he's a cutie patootie. It is what it is, beauty. That was a moment in time. Like, I remember unironically seeing those, like, PowerPoint presentation posts, seeing, like, those long-ass, like, photos of these men. I remember unironically seeing, like, that Tumblr map and, like, Tumblr school post where it's like, where would you sit at the cafeteria? Ugh, it's just so embarrassing, so cringe. But at the same time, I get it. Tumblr was for the freaks. Tumblr was for the misfits. Tumblr was for the loners. Tumblr was really for the social outcast, you know? Like, it really was. And we all gathered together, like, in the mental hospital, and we just talked it out. And that's really what Tumblr was for a lot of people. Ugh. I like your shoelaces. Thanks. I stole them from the president. I have always wanted this to happen to me. It never has. I've never said it to anyone in real life. But if this ever happened to me, I would be a very happy camper. I have always wanted to recreate this. The opportunity has just never come up. And if I've ever said I like your shoelaces to somebody, it's because I actually liked their shoelaces and they didn't say I stole them from the president. But if someone said that to me, I would respond with, thanks, I stole them from the president, and see what their reaction would be. Because I've always wanted this to happen to me in real life. Okay, I thought I was going to sneeze, but I didn't. I hate sneezing. I truly hate it. For those of you guys that have no idea what the fuck I just said, this was like code for how to spot like other Tumblr users in public. So if you saw someone who you thought might have a Tumblr, you could walk up to them and say, oh, I like your shoelaces. And if they replied with, thanks, I stole them from the president, that's how you knew that they indeed had a blog on tumblr.com. I remember like spending hours on my Tumblr theme and spending hours on like my Tumblr playlist that would play when you would visit my blog. Oh my God. And I remember feeling like such a coding baddie, like such Little Miss Computer Science. When I would go into the code and like insert one little line, I would be like, y'all bitches better look out. I was such a dork. Oh my God. I was such a dork. I truly can't. Oh my God. One last like thing that I remember seeing was, I remember seeing the Hatsune Miku Thomas Jefferson Hamilton binder post. I remember seeing that unironically. Like, I remember seeing it for the first time in a serious, like, where people were taking it in a serious context. And I remember when I saw it, because if you guys don't know, I was a theater kid, okay? So I followed a lot of theater blogs. And I remember when it first came across on my dashboard, I just remember thinking, no. And I kept scrolling. That's what I remember. And then I remember seeing it again like a few days later. I've done a video on Hamilton before, but maybe I'll do a more in-depth video because I have a lot to say about Hamilton. I think for non-theater people, they make a lot of great points, but I also think they don't understand. Like, I don't think a lot of people understand, like, the importance of having that many, like, people of color in that musical. I get the critiques, but I also think a lot of them do not understand, like, how amazing that was for me as a theater kid to see. At the same time, there's so much that I can say about Hamilton, and this is not the video for that, but I know I've made a video ranting about Hamilton before. I'll have to find it in the depths of my video catalog, but just, you know, Tumblr has a lot of problems, do not get me wrong, but at the same time, I also remember things like Blackout. And Blackout really helped me fall in love with being Black. It really did. Tumblr helped me in so many ways become comfortable with who I was. And I'll always look back at Tumblr with this with this sort of like fondness, because it really did help me grow. It helped me discover who I was. And I just had so much fun on that website. I was also deeply traumatized by that website, and I don't use it anymore in the capacity that I once used it. But if you guys are interested in following me, I do have a little blog, but I don't use it like I used to, not at all. I used to be on Tumblr for hours, like, oh my God, I dedicated hours of my life. Like, I wonder if someone, like, added up all the time that I spent on Tumblr. It probably was, like, a good full year of my life that I wasted on there. But, you know, I'll always just look back at Tumblr with a deep laugh. You know, like I mentioned, Blackout really changed me. Of course, queer acceptance, queer discourse was terrible, but at the same time, the conversations around sexuality that we were having on Tumblr really wasn't being had anywhere else. And those conversations really helped, you know, someone who grew up in a very Christian household learn more about myself and also the queer community. And, you know, I met people from Tumblr in real life. I met up with a few people. I'll just always have, like, a laugh and good-ish memories when thinking about Tumblr. But those are some of the moments that I remember from Tungle.com. Let me know what I missed. Let me know what you guys thought about some of the things that I brought up. Let me know what your most memorable moments from Tumblr.com were. Oh my gosh. Let me know if you'd be interested in a video about Woody's Roundup. I don't know. I kind of summed it up weirdly in this video, but I don't know. But anyways, y'all, thank you guys so much for watching. As always, a huge motherfucking thank you to my patrons, to my YouTube members, and to my subscribers. If you do wish to support me, you can do so. All the links, by the way, are in my link tree. So, like, if you wish to send a one-time donation to my Ko-fi or my Venmo or Cash App, whatever, that's in there. If you wish to support me on Patreon, that's in there. If you'd like to follow me on the gram or the tweets, that's also in there. I'll share my Tumblr too. Why not? You can follow me on happyblacklegends.tumblr.com. Yeah. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. As always, I will see you in the next one. Alrighty, y'all. Bye.